Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel, Beagles, Games, and Guitars. In today's video, I'll be doing a redemption playthrough of Uwe Rosenberg's Hallertau. It is one of my favorite board games designed by him, and I really wanted to give it a second chance on this channel because I've been doing a lot better at filming things and I've put in a lot more effort into getting these videos out. So I appreciate the people who have seen me progress in my skills and have been with me on this journey. So far it's been fun, and I just wanted to do another playthrough because I really like this game. So I'm just going to read straight from the pamphlet here. This game is set around 1850, the time that made the Hallertau region what it is today. Immerse yourself as a chief of a small village in the Hallertau region. Provide the local craftsmen with the goods they require by cultivating crops, breeding sheep, and literally playing your cards right. In the end, the player who best develops their village wins. So you're developing your village by deploying workers out here into various areas, and then those areas are going to be giving you items which you will take home to improve these buildings, and improving them lets you slide them to the right along this path. Swipe right, baby. And then the big building will move once all the little buildings have moved over, giving it space. But there's these pesky boulders that you have to deal with, and those boulders are dealt with by tools, which you can basically surrender a worker to get a tool. So he is literally a tool. Once you've done the worker placement aspect of the game, you'll go into a couple of cleanup phases where you're going to be harvesting and improving the quality of your fields. So this introduces a system called fallowing, which if you don't use a field, it actually improves the quality of it, yielding you more crops when you use it in a later round. So this game is played up in 6 rounds, and in those 6 rounds there's 10 phases, and I'm going to try my best to track it with a cube over here. Most of the phases are just cleanup phases, kind of like in A Feast for Odin. It's just one little thing that you do. It's kind of just making sure that you're doing everything in order. The biggest phase is phase number 4. That's where you're going to be doing all the actions. Most of the actions are pretty self-explanatory. If you've played any Uwe Rosenberg game, worker placement style, you will send out your workers and you will get the items that is depicted on the location that you chose. The only difference or caveat in this game is kind of like A Feast for Odin. There is an increasing scale of the value of the location. So depending on how many workers are there is how many workers you're going to have to place. So if there's no workers there, good for you. You get to place 1 cube. If there's 1 worker there, it goes to 2 workers that you have to place there, and so on. If there's 3 workers there, you can't take that action. So you have to play your cards right. Literally. Sometimes these cards depend on what you have in your hand. You only have to sometimes just have the conditions met to reap the reward. Others, you have to pay it. For instance, here I'd have to pay 14 milk just to get 10 points. I think they say in the solo version of this game that like 100 is a good score. Let's see what it says over here. Let me put on my best radio voice here.
Your goal is to score at least 100 victory points. Scores over 100 victory points are considered extraordinary or extraordinary.
Let me show you some of my scores. 47, 26, 47, 36, 49. Yeah, I'm definitely not hitting that in a solo. Even in a multiplayer game, the most I've gotten, I think, is 92 right there. Yeah, 93. Good for me. And then I actually got my wife to play this game. She really likes it too. So let me go ahead and get in the right state of mind, and I will begin playing this game here. So I'm going to follow the phase chart over here. So remove top row of workers from all action spaces. So I will reveal a quadrant card, and it'll tell me which area to move from. So in a single player game, 3 or 4 is my chosen quadrant. So I actually grab a clay and a milk, and I swish that sucker around in my head, and I will say if I get a milk, it's 3. I got clay, so I'm going to take out quadrant 4. That's my lazy man way of just choosing without actually choosing. So now I move the current farmyard card off of the stable board. Remove any sheep from it. Sheep will die in this game, unfortunately. And then I will take the indicated number of workers that are in my window and place them on top of the card. So that will be 6 workers. And now I'll activate all my bonus cards that I have in play. In the first round, you do not have any. And now we are in the actions phase. So this is where I will pause and kind of look at my cards and see what the heck I'm actually doing. So right off the bat, the sheep market is open. It has no workers. So getting a sheep and a hide would be good because I need milk and I need hide. So that sheep can provide me the milk and then the hide there. And then also getting clay is very good because in the first round to move a building, you only need one good. It doesn't matter for these bottom 3 buildings, but for the first 2 buildings, they're kind of tricky. You have to spend more of the left one than the right one. So for the carpentry building, you have to spend more clay than rye. So if you spent 1 rye and 0 clay, that doesn't work. Same thing with the brew house. You have to spend more barley than there is hops. So these, you're pretty much only focusing on the left item until you get, I think, to the 3rd round. So I'm going to focus heavily on clay and barley and not hops and rye. So I will take one of my workers. I don't think y'all can even see this card down here. One of my workers. Whoa, not there. I'm going to get a sheep. So sheep will go to the card below the current round. And then I will take a hide. And you place all your items down here. They'll all just get stored here. Unfortunately, I can't do the town hall because I can't move any buildings to the left. It would be nice to get 2 jewelry because jewelry is wild cards. But I can't do that action right now. So I wouldn't mind doing clearing. I have to put 2 workers there. Clearing lets me get a field in row 2. 1 field, row 2. And it can't be in the same column. It has to be in a different column. And then I get a clay. So now I have a clay. And I can pay for my carpentry building and my hops. I'm going to get them all mixed up. My barley, I can pay for the brew house. The cooling house is covered. I can use this rye to pay for the bakehouse, and then I can use the hide. So I can move them all 1. I'm going to try and move them all twice, though. So I need some more clay. And unfortunately, my cards are not really working in my favor because I need a lot of milk to get this. And I need 3 sheep and 3 jewelry, which jewelry is pretty constrained right now. But I could use that land sale to my favor. I want to go to the weekly market over here, get another sheep. Another thing I forgot to mention, sheep are straight up victory points at the end of the game. That also gives me 1 meat. Now I have 1 worker left. I'll actually surrender him and turn him into a tool. I'll keep my tools over here. And I guess I'll indicate spending them by placing them on top of the building, just so I can keep track of it. So now I'm out of workers. So now I'll take the farmyard card and place it into my hand. An action space is fully occupied. So this is one of those dark cards that if that condition is met by anybody, not just you, that's whenever you get the reward. So I'd actually get a sheep and plus 1 field in row 2. That'd be nice. And now I move each empty field 1 row up. And then I get to choose 1 additional empty field to move up 1. Yeah. I'll harvest any planted fields and move them down. Whenever you harvest from a field, it loses quality. I don't have anything to harvest, and then I get 1 milk for each sheep. I have 2 sheep, 2 milk. Now this is where I will pay the goods to move the buildings. So right off the bat, I'm going to spend 1 clay to move the carpentry. I will spend 1 barley to move the brew house. I will spend 1 milk to move the cooling house. 1 rye to move the bakehouse. 1 hide to move the manufacturer. So now this immediately slides over. Now the only unfortunate thing is that I am surrounded by boulders. All these pesky boulders. But I can get rid of a milk and then spin my tool to slide this boulder So now in order to move this cooling house again, I'd have to have 2 tools, one for each boulder to slide it. And this building doesn't get to move over because I have to have the other 4. So I am done. So now you rearrange the boulders so that the first one is 2 spaces away from the building. So the boulders are always being pesky, being 2 spaces away. Now I repeat the round here. So now quadrant 3, the topmost gets removed. And now move the current farm card. I place 7 workers. Now I activate my bonus cards. No bonus cards. I haven't played anything. Now it's action time. Now this small trade is open, so I can get 2 crops. I'm really focusing on getting the barley back. So I want 1 barley. And I wouldn't mind getting some rye back. And I also get to choose either a milk or wool. I'll take wool because I am automatically getting 2 milk at the end of this. And then 1 sheep gains a round. So it gets to hop into this next stable here and survive a little bit longer. I would like to plant 3 fields. So this icon lets me plant 3 fields. So I just take these down from 1. And let's do that. So now I have 1 wool, 1 meat. I'm going to do 3 crops. This might be silly. But I kind of want to get started on the hops here. 1, 2, and 3. And then let me try an empty field, up to 2 empty fields into row 5, and then I get to plant 1. So I will do that. So now I have 4 planted fields. So I get 1 hop and 1 meat. And then I get 1 of those cards, which I believe are called bonus cards. What an apt name. I'll keep this to the side, indicating that I did that card. Now I could spend 2 jewelry to do an ongoing bonus for every round I'd get to barley. 2 jewelry. Ugh. I will do 4 clay. Oh, I forgot to mention, tools don't get spent. They just get exhausted. Only in the last round do they finally break under all the stress. Let's see what this will do. I will move a building space to the left and get 2 jewelry. So now I'm out of workers. Let me put my card over here. It might be out of camera. 3, 5, 7 jewelry or 6, 8, 10 tools to get 2, 3, 4, whatever that is, flax. Ugh. Take your farmyard card. I did that. Move each empty field up. No empty fields. Harvest. So 3. We'll take that to a 4. That's a 4. That's a 5. That is a 5. All right. I get 2 milk. Now, unfortunately, I have to spend 2 goods to move these buildings now. So I still have to spend 2 clay. Because if I spend 1 and 1, it's not 1 more than. So 1, 2 clay, building over. 1, 2 barley. 1, 2 milk and meat. I could 1, 2 and move it over an additional. I could 1, 2 move the bake house. 1 flax. I could spend 2 flax to slide that over. This goes over. I have 2 jewelry. Basically, 2 jewelry will pay for the cost. No matter how many goods, 1 jewelry will cover all the goods, but not the tool. Now I have a decision of what I want to spend. I have an abundance of barley, so 1, 2, and a tool to move this barley like that. So now I am out of tools to use, and I cannot move any boulders. So now I rearrange the boulders. So now we remove all the workers from quadrant 1. That's 5 cubes. I need 8, 6, 7, 8 cubes. So I can move this farmyard card. No ongoing bonuses, and now it's action time. I definitely want to get 1 wool per sheep, 2 sheep, 2 wool, and then a sheep will gain a round. He lives a little longer. I'm going to try and go for a card over here, so I'm going to get a sheep and a hide. So this sheep will go down here now, and I get a hide. And I wouldn't mind selling some land to get 3 clay. Oh, I already have clay. And a jewelry. Now I've met the condition of 3 sheep and 3 jewelry. I don't have to spend it. So I get 1 flax, 1 wool, 1 hide, and I get a milk. So that was nice. That was a good, immediate bump. Now that I have 3 jewelry, I get +1 barley per sheep on a single hat card. So 1, 2, 1. And I also get an additional bonus card, which I could spend a sheep. I will do so. I will spend 1 sheep to get an ongoing bonus of 2 hide every round, plus 3 victory points at the end of the game. I could also say I have 3 tools to get 2 flax. 1, 2 flax, plus a bonus card. That's a lot to spend. Let us plant 4 items. So you slide down. I only have 3, but let's just do it. 1, 2, slide that one off for 3. And then I will surrender these 3 for 3 tools. So now I have 4 tools total. Hopefully that's in camera. There's 4 tools over here. Farmyard off. It's over here. So now immediately played another card that you just got into your hand. Huh. I did that, but I'm just going to wait. Move each empty field up 1. Nope. Harvest. So this goes down. This goes down. That goes down. 1 milk per sheep, 2 milk. I'm going to have trouble with the cooling house this round. And now it's time to pay for stuff. So now I need 3 goods. Or 2 goods using 2 different types. Unfortunately, I still have to meet the constraints of the carpentry and the brew house. So I still have to spend more. Still have to spend more clay than rye and more barley than hops in order to meet the constraints. So I'll spend 1, 2, and 1 rye. Slide that over. 1, 2, and 1 hop. Let's slide that over. Cooling house. I have to spend 3 goods, unfortunately. The bakehouse, if I use 2 goods, so I could do that, and a maximum of 1 flax. So that's another constraint. I will spend a flax and then a wool to slide that over. Building slides. So I could do 1, 2, 3, and a tool to slide over that boulder in the carpentry. So I could do 1, 2, 3 to do the brew house with the tool. Let me get the tool. Now I'll definitely spend 1 and then 2. Nah, I'll keep the hide. 2 and a tool to slide that one over. So I get another building slide. Now this is the point where do I want to go ahead and spend resources? I can do, yes. It's a double tool though. So I need to do one rye and at most a flax plus a tool to slide that over. Because you want to start moving them over as fast as you can because it just costs more resources as time goes on. So now my tools are back in action. Rearrange the boulders. That's a nice boulder. Hopefully those are rearranged appropriately. Nope. There we go. Remove workers from quadrant 4. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I need 10 workers. Move the current farmyard card and place my workers. Just roll them suckers on there. Ongoing bonuses. I actually do get 2 hide. And now I take my actions. Ready for action. Let me see if this will work. I'm going to choose 3 clay. And now an action space is fully occupied. I will get 1 sheep. So now that we're here, the sheeps are safe. Safe. And then 1 field in row 2. Kind of feel like getting 2 crops. I will take a hop. And then I probably will take the rye. I get a milk or, boom, I'll take a wool. And a sheep gains a round. Oh, you sneaky sheepy. So I just realized I have 3 jewelry, 3 tools, and 3 sheep. I probably had that before this round even began. But I'm going to put it over there. I'll put it on top of these cards so I know my bonuses. So now I'll have those. I will move a building space to the left, getting 2 jewelry as a result. I have 4 tools. Do I have enough? This round I need to spend 4 goods or 3 goods if I use 2 different types. So now this is where the constraints are finally open. I really need meat. I'm sorry, sheep. So murdering one of these sheep, converting him into 4 meat and 2 hide. I only have 2 more. So I could go up here, or so slide this down for a 2. That one. That one, slide that down, and that one. So now we take the farmyard card and flip it. All crops in your supply, but 3. Oh man, that's, no. Now I move each empty field. No empty fields, now harvest. If they're in row 2, they just stay in row 2. This is why you have them in different columns. So now this can go up 1, and that can go down 1. That can go up, and that can go down. Sorry, I like to kind of play with this. Up, down, up, off. Okay, 1 milk for each sheep. I have 2 sheep, so only 2 milk. And now it's boulder time. So let's do 1, 2. Yeah, 1, 2, boom. So only 3 goods using 2 different types. And then clay's gone for 2, and that's my 3. And a tool. Brew house, 1, 2, 3. Over. 1, 2, 3. And a tool. We'll move that boulder. Cooling house, 1, 2, 3. And then 1, 2, 3, and a tool. We'll move that boulder over. Max 1 flax. So 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Thankfully, I moved that back to the left, so I didn't need a boulder to move it. 1, 2, 3. And now 1, 2, 3. And a boulder moved by a tool. So now I actually got a double slide out of that. Rearrange the boulders. These boulders are about to slide off. So now I remove the quadrant 1 or 2. So I'll do my milk and my clay trick here. I'm going to say milk is 2. Oh, it's clay, so it's 1. That didn't help at all. I need 12 workers. Let me pause and get 12 workers. Okay, I got 12 workers. So now I move the current farmyard. We are in round 5. That is 12 workers on there. Jeez. So now, bonuses. I get 2 hide. I have a lot of hide. And I get 1 sheep. And then 1 field in row 2. I have to move my cart over here. I have a lot of row 2 fields. Now it's action time. Oh, I also get a hat. Where's the hat? 1 jewelry. If I spend it here. Let me read this one. Place 1 to 2 workers on an action space and use it. So that can just be out of... Oh, wow. I think I can just do this without my normal workers. Let me look this up. Hat 726. You can immediately use an action space containing at most 1 worker, placing 1 to 2 workers from the general supply on the action space. So I am in row 4. So I could spend 1 jewelry to place 1 to 2 workers on an action space and use it. So let me think about what I want to do. Well, I need clay. So this is from the general supply over here. Oh, I grabbed a sheep. That is not a worker. Clay to the current round number. Round 5. 5 clay. And that was immediately played another card that you just got into your hand. So I do get plus 1 crop, which I will take a hop, plus a milk. And then I get one of these bonus cards. Really? A jewelry will get me 1 jewelry and 8 points. Okay. Really need crops, but the crops is full up there. I'm going to go here. 2 crops. I really need rye. I think that's rye. Let me turn my page. And then we'll take 2 rye. I get milk or a wool. I'll take a wool. And then a sheep gains around. He's safe. I can move up the 2 empty fields up the row 5 and then plant 1. I'll definitely slide that down and plant a barley. Now I need to plant 3. 1, 2, 3. It's really not helping too much, but it's better than nothing. Let's go up here and get 1 wool per sheep. That's 3 sheep. And then a sheep gains around. They're all safe. I do need 1 more tool, so I'm going to get rid of a worker for a tool. I put them back over here. They're ready again. Can't move a building space to the left. Oh. Why would I not put that up there? So let's sell some land for 1 jewelry and 3 clay. Looks like I'm moving the carpentry building a lot. Normally I don't do this, but I'm going to try a fence card just to test my luck. In phase 4, no planted fields. before your last action. Bummer. That was a miss. Well, I might as well try and get one of these bonus cards. 3 that you just harvested. Huh. I could think about that. Flipping this one. And also, oh man, I don't have any of that. Okay, move each empty field, no empty field, harvest. This goes over and down, this goes over and down. And now I get milk for 3 sheep. And now it's building moving time. So now if I use 2 goods, I have 2 different types of goods. I have to spend 4. So it's still going to have to be a 3-to-1 ratio. 1, 2, 3, 4. Sliding that over. 1, 2, 3, 4. And a tool. 1, 2, 3, 4. Slide that over. And 1, 2, 3, 4. And a tool. To slide this sucker over. This is where it's going to hurt. Because I don't have enough. I might use a jewelry for that later. Bakehouse. If I use 3 different goods, 3 different types, I get to do 3 goods. So 1, 2, at max 3. Sliding. This bottom one I can do 1, 2, 3. Slide it over. So the cooling house, I would need to spend a jewelry to move the whole thing. Let me try. If I spend 2 different types, I can do 4 goods. 1, 2, 3, 4. And a tool, right? Now I have 2 more tools and 2 more. I definitely have to do a jewelry and a tool to slide that over. Now for this, 1, 2, 3, I would have to spend a jewelry and a tool to slide it over, giving me another slide. So now my tools are spent. Okay. Rearrange those boulders. So they're at least 2 away. Ooh, we're towards the end here. Now I reveal the last quadrant card of the game. Ooh, quadrant 2. Finally. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. 2 more workers here. 12 total workers. Activate my bonuses. I get 2 hide. I get... Oops, that was not a bonus. God damn it. And I get a hat card. Well, I gave myself a little boost. I could spend a tool for every 2 hides in your supply. I guess I could spend a tool for every 2 hides. So I have 4 hides. So I could get a barley. And then a wool. And plus one of those bonus cards. Huh. I have to have 10 barley. So it's action time. This is going to be a really rough round here. So now I have to spend 6 goods or 5 goods using 2 types or 4 goods using 3 types. And I can get a jewelry. I can move 2 buildings just right off the bat. Thankfully, I only need 5 tools, so I could just get a tool back. Just have to be able to move the buildings once in a push. Okay, yeah. Clay equal to the current round number. It is round 6, so that is 6 clay. I wouldn't mind getting 3 crops. 1, 2, 3. Need to murder my sheep for 4 hide, and 4 meat and 2 hide. I keep kicking the camera. I could plant 4 things. So this goes down 1 here, down 1 there, here to there, and then that to there. Goodness. Let's do it. Let's do a sheep and a meat. Okay. Farmyard card. So in round 7, I could spend 1 per empty field. So 6, 7. Down. Down. Ugh. I don't know if I want to do that. So I have to spend it though. So I could spend 5 flax and 1 hide. 5 flax, 1 hide to get 2 jewelry. And then I get one of the bonus cards. Too bad I don't have 6 meat. 1 milk per sheep, 4 milk. I have 5 milk. So it's plus 13 flax minus the number in the window. So I only get 1. But hey, that is 1 resource. Too bad I don't have meat. Nah. So using 2 goods. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Slide you over. Let's try and get them all moved at least once. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So now using 2 types, 5. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's go ahead and just get rid of this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And a tool. Slide you all the way off. The bakehouse using 3 types, 4 goods. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Everything slides over. Now this is 2 items, that's 3, that's 1, that's 4. So I can do, honestly, nothing with my items left. So I have to do a jewel and a tool to slide him over. And then a jewel and a tool to slide him over. Jewel and a tool to slide him over. And then a jewel and a tool to slide him over. So I managed to get the building all the way across. So that is the end of the game. Let me get the score sheet and proceed to scoring. So the way scoring goes, you look at your building and the number in the window. So I actually got 70 plus anything over here. So straight up 70. Sheep, I got 4 sheep, 4 points. Jewelry, no jewelry. And now I'll add up all my tools and divide them by 5. Tools, fields. So let me double check and see if my exhausted tools count. So it's the number of tools you have left. So I have 0 left. So let me add this up. 3, 6, 9, 11, 13, 15, 17, 19, 21, 22. So if it's 20 divided by 5 is 4. So I would say 4. Cards. Let me add up the points on my cards. 3, 6. I think that's it. Boom. 6. So that is 10. 14 plus 70 is 84. I scored 84 points. Considering I haven't played this game in almost a year, I've said that in every video, I feel like. That's a pretty good score for me. Anyways, that is how you play Hallertau. I hope I gave it a good redemption video. Even though I didn't even score the 100 points, I still love this game. Definitely is a brain burner for me, considering all the card play. There can be a lot of potential different card play combos. There's probably someone who's going to watch this video saying, you should have done it this way, or you should have done it that way. That's alright. Anyways, like and subscribe. Check out my other videos. I will definitely be posting more board game playthroughs in the future, and then I will eventually do some more guitar stuff too. So guitar guys, definitely look out for another video.